Join me as we talk all things true crime.
Made contact and shattered.
The missing 4-year-old. The parents have called me and advised that the mother has went through a wall, came home, now they can't find her.
Chad, where are Lori's kids? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
4 were stabbed multiple times and were likely asleep during the attack. Some had defensive wounds.
Most of them had just like one that was the lethal stab wound.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Once I told a lie, and I told my family, I had to keep lying.
What's your, is it deemed?
We haven't cleared anybody.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here for another ATS News live stream. So Friday nights we have been dedicating to our deep dives further into Gypsyrose and the murder of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. And this has been a case that we've been following ever since she got out of prison. And with the new videos that were released to Into the Weeds podcast, which they are linked in the description box, please subscribe to them. Really, really interesting information, I think, kind of paints a bigger picture to this crime. And if you guys are like me, then you like to really dig into cases that you're interested in. And part of digging into this case is just simply going through these new videos. But I would rather go through these videos live with you guys than watch them sporadically and whenever I had the chance myself. Like, I think that since we've been studying this case together, this is a good place to kind of continue our research into this case. So we'll get right into it. Before we actually go into the videos, I want to hear, we haven't watched any of the ones with Nick. Right now, we're just dedicating our time to just Gypsy, but in the future, I don't know, maybe we'll get into those ones as well after. And I just really wanted to kind of share a small portion of what he has had to say, like, ever since he's been in prison. So this is just a big video that I thought we would start with, and then we'll get into these new disturbing videos that we just haven't watched yet. So yeah, the dancing videos. Hi, Christine. Hi, Rosie. It's good to see everybody. Adrian, Pointer Lover. Hello, Johnny. So yeah, Johnny, get ready, because I'm sure there's going to be more disturbing videos and statements from Gypsy. And yeah, let's start here. Also, hit the like button if you wouldn't mind as you join. And there is a new option. It's called hype. So if you can hype the video, especially those on replay, it's greatly appreciated.
Told me before I ended up getting there in a text that there was latex gloves that be on the porch. She did say that. She wouldn't let me open the door. She made sure I had those gloves on before either of those doors opened. She was deeply involved with it. She told me before I ended up getting there in a text that there was latex gloves that be on the porch. She did say that. She wouldn't let me open the door. She made sure I had those gloves on before either of those doors opened. She was deeply involved with it. She told me before I ended up getting there in a text that there was latex gloves that be on the porch. She did say that. She wouldn't let me open the door. She made sure I had those gloves on before either of those doors opened. She was deeply involved with it.
So that's just a small, very interesting. I mean, it sort of just emphasizes everything we've sort of already known. So tonight's videos look like they're going to be centered around Demona. So I've clicked on these to get the thumbnail, but I haven't watched these. So I'm excited to go through with these with you guys and watch. And let's just give a little background to who Demona was for those who don't know or haven't heard our first few episodes in this deep dive. But Demona was Gypsy Rose Blanchard's online alter ego It came from the fantasy roleplay world Gypsy and Nick created together in their private messages and Facebook exchanges. Gypsy called herself Ruby, Gypsy, and sometimes Demona. Nick referred to himself as Victor or his dark side personalities. Demona was part of the BDSM fantasy storyline they played out where Gypsy took on a darker, more dominant persona. So a lot of people have left comments saying that Demona and her other personality, quote unquote, Ruby, are actually the real Gypsy, and everything else that we've seen from her are just other masks that she wears to cover up Demona and Ruby. So if you guys kind of agree with that, let me know. Love to know your thoughts. I think that's for sure could be accurate, especially with her new latest mask that she's wearing with the new podcast and, you know, revisiting her faith or whatever she claimed, like taking on this new, like, come to Jesus personality now. We'll see how that goes. So we'll be watching Demona's Vow 1. And let's see what the summary for AI generated says for this video specifically. So it says Demona Vow 1 features a heartfelt declaration of devotion. The speaker expresses desires and fantasies, including wedding plans. A dark red and black dress is revealed, adding to the intriguing atmosphere. So that's what YouTube's AI generated summary says about this video we're about to watch. So let's see what that is. Hello, Angel Eyes, Nilda. Hello. Yeah, now she's got like her head almost shaved again with some god awful pixie cut, but she's been wearing wigs. It's like, then I don't understand like why she got her hair cut and all that if she's just gonna put wigs on. I don't get it. But there's a lot of stuff about her that we'll probably hopefully never understand. Okay, Johnny, we'll be here. When you get back from your chores, can you serve some tea to the chat? Greatly appreciated. So the hype button, it's you have to be on your phone to use it, Angel Eyes, and it might be different depending on if you've downloaded the latest YouTube app. You could check. You can literally type in how to hype a video in YouTube, and there's some that are only a couple seconds long, like shorts that will show you how to do it. Because it's better to show you than me try to explain it. And this week, I have been working on a deep dive into the Karen Reed, Officer John O'Keefe's death. So that's where I've kind of been hiding out and working at this week. So that's another reason why I'm happy to just decompress and get some laps in, because we always get some laps in with gypsyrose, that's for sure. Yeah, so that video, because Brian Higgins' new police interview just came out. So I've just been working on that, and it should be coming out in a couple days, hopefully. Maybe, I don't know, Sunday maybe?
Vow video.
Oh dear.
Hello, my master. It's Demona, of course. I'm making you my vow video. I vow to be honest, loyal, truthful, obedient, responsible, because it is my responsibility as the most important woman in the house, as the seductress mother. I vow to be patient, kind, understanding. I vow to be yours in every way, mind, body, soul, spirit, in life as well as death. I vow to keep our family safe from outsiders who would not understand our ways. I vow to be the woman that you dream about every night. I vow to give my devotion, my love, my adoring, all to you. I vow to be your slave in every way. And I vow to completely adore you controlling me. I hope to be everything that you've ever dreamed of. I hope to live up to the expectations that you have of me. I hope I please you in lots of ways. And most importantly, I look forward to being your wife. Recently, I told you that I wanted us to have a wedding, and I'm really, really excited that you accepted. I didn't know if you was gonna. It just was an idea. And I thought, since Gypsy and Nick's gonna have their wedding, I thought, why don't we have us a wedding as a vampire couple? Well, I mean, vampire and human, that is. And I look forward to our wedding night. To be honest, it's kind of a fantasy of mine for you to chain me up to the bed.
Okay, of course we have this. The chains are always involved because it's the BDSM fantasy. But yeah, the wig it's just terrible. They're all terrible, but I really think that even she knew how bad this looked after this video, because I don't see her use this one again for Demona. Like, she switched up the wig. It's like she knew, like, I don't think that was it. But I also just looked up the recent statements from Nick from prison on how he feels and thinks of Gypsy ever since he's even been in prison and years later. So over the years, it says there's no evidence that Nick has stopped having feelings for Gypsy, and everything he has said publicly from prison suggests he still deeply loves her, even years later. And then it goes on to list things that he has said since prison. So in interviews after the trial, including Killer Couples, Dr. Phil's segments, and written statements, Nick has said things like, quote, "I will always love her. She was my soulmate. I did everything because I thought she needed me. I thought it was love." He's never taken back those statements. And it says, does he still feel that way today? It says Nick continues to describe Gypsy as the love of his life in comments made as recently as 2023 to 2024. People who have communicated with him, pen pals, documentary crews, say he still talks about her lovingly, not resentfully. He has blamed her. He has never blamed her or turned on her, even though doing so could have helped him legally. And then it goes on to describe Gypsy's statements and feelings that she has stated since prison time and obviously released over the years. It says, does Gypsy feel the same? No, Gypsy has repeatedly said she does not love Nick anymore and that what they had wasn't healthy. She has said she was vulnerable and looking for escape. She feels guilty that he got a life sentence, but she does not want a romantic relationship with him. Says, bottom line, yes, Nick Godejohn still seems to love Gypsyrose. Gypsy, however, has moved on and does not reciprocate those feelings. So I thought that was crazy because, yeah, everything that I've seen him say of her, he definitely has kind of backed up his feelings on the day that he was arrested. So even after she testified against him in his own trial.
And bite me, and you can bite me anywhere you want to. I've already started thinking of my vows I'm going to say to you, and what I'm going to wear, and different things like that, and the color scheme. I'm very excited. I've been thinking nonstop about it. All in all, I am just looking forward to being yours forever, and having this bond with you. And truth is, I don't think that there's ever been a better master than you. You're understanding, you're smart, you are kind, and though you give tough love, it is the best way to make me stronger and make us all happy. So I am so happy to be yours, and I hope that we will have the most amazing sex-filled life ever. So, and full of passion, full of just everything. You know, I just want to walk this world with you. I couldn't imagine being without you. I would be lost. I would be empty inside. So I don't want you to ever leave my side, and I'll never betray you or leave yours. I will be loyal. This is my vow to you as the structure's mother. I love and adore you, my amazing, perfect master. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing the dress you told me to wear. Ta-da! It is dark red and black, just like you told me. Bye, my love. Dark red and black.
Again, it's just the same theme ever since we started these. Hi, Unsolved Amy from Boston. Good to see you. I know, complete lunatic. It was all about controlling Nick. Like he apparently suggested she get a black and red dress. She does it. And it's just like the same theme. Where's Dee Dee? Not only is Dee Dee not around for this whole filming, but Dee Dee wasn't around even when she orders this dress, when the dress arrives. You know, like where was she when she bought it? Was it an online purchase? Because even still, it's coming in the mail at their house, or it was at a store. So it paints like this whole picture of it never being true that Dee Dee was very controlling and, you know, breathed down Gypsy's neck and never let her do anything and always monitored her all the time. It's like these videos definitely back up our fears that everything that they've told us in the mainstream media and what the state's theory of how this all went down has just been complete BS. And unfortunately, in some situations, people like Gypsy cut a deal. Another case where there was just an outrageous plea deal too, I think, is the Michael Peterson case. There was a documentary on Netflix called The Staircase. That was another crazy plea deal from somebody who I really think did it. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, her face nauseates me. I know. Who is she talking to? Who's her master? Nick. So her boyfriend that she got to help her kill her mother, who is serving life in prison now. She pretty much threw him under the bus as soon as she could. And then the whole theory of Munchausen by proxy and the mother abusing her for her whole life, like all that sort of developed once she was like arrested and they were coming up with their theory. Yeah, she should still be in prison for the rest of her life. I know. Isn't it crazy? Now she's not only is she free, but she's raising a child. Raising a girl at that. Like the irony and that it's so ironic that everyone we hardly see her face. In fact, Gypsy promised that she was going to keep her off social media. But when we have seen parts of her face, everybody points out how it looks just like Dee Dee. She should not be free. And can you believe it when I walked into this case when she got... So the thing is, I knew about this case. I thought I knew the details of this case, right? Like when she got released. Come to find out everything that I had been like, I'll call it, you know, fed, brainwashed at the time, was just the mainstream narrative. Like, and I was ready to give her a chance, like thinking that she had maybe reformed in prison and she was going to prove it to us. And then everything just happened as far as her relationship drama with Ryan and all that. And it's like all this new evidence, because that's what all this is. Like this was evidence in the case. We just have never been able to see it until the FOIA request. So now we're down this rabbit hole and I can't get out of it because I have to know everything about a case, like when I'm interested in it. So the next one that we're going to watch is called Demona's Surprise Reassurance. And the let's read what the summary is for this one as well. So the summary, it says, in this video, Demona expresses her deep affection and devotion to her dark king and master. She states that he is her everything. Hold on, let me switch up the screen so you can see which video we'll be talking about. So Nick is her master. This is the one. It's only 1 minute and 20 seconds long. We're going to keep watching them. Some of them obviously are longer than others. So in this video, Demona expresses her deep affection and devotion to her dark king and master. She states that he is her everything, her protector and her lover. Demona emphasizes her commitment as his slave, not just for life, but forever and ever. He also mentions wearing a black and purple shiny dress, which she describes as vampire colors to look pretty for him. And all these videos, like you guys stated already in chat, are just to further her manipulation over Nick. It's almost like she's doing the most basic moves of like seduction, like the kind that you read about in books and see in movies where, you know, there's a bad guy and it's a woman and she seduces someone. Like she's just doing exactly your stereotypical like actions and manipulation tactics.
Hi, my sweet, amazing, wonderful dark king and master. It is your sexy slave, Demona, and I am making you this video, not because you asked me to, but because I wanted to. I wanted to spoil you and surprise you with it. So, I am wearing a black and purple dress. See it? There you go. You can see it's kind of shiny. And I know that those are vampire colors, so I decided to wear something pretty for you. And I just wanted to tell you how much I love and adore you so, so very much. And you are my everything. You're my king. You're my dark king. You're my protector. You're my lover. You're my everything. And you're my master. And I am your slave wholeheartedly. And not just to the day I die, but forever and ever. So I love and adore you so, 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 so much.
Yikes. Why would she put this on the internet, or is this a book? So Karen, this is part of the new evidence videos that hadn't been released yet. So Into the Weeds podcast crowdsourced from the community and purchased these videos through the FOIA request. And then she uploaded them on her channel. And then we've just been watching this train wreck together every Friday night because I just need to see it all. And it's painting a much bigger picture of the truth in this whole matter, which is quite disturbing. Hi, Roxanne. Good to see you. I know she is nuts. At least she brushes the wings she wears now. What do you mean? Oh, the wigs she wears now. Yeah, I mean, they look much better than Demona's wigs, that's for sure. But yeah, you see how she switched up the wig for Demona after that last video? Oh my gosh. Okay. What's next? What's next? Sorry, removed myself instead of changing the screen. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I meant to hit back on. Okay. Okay, so this one says Demona's sorry to her men. Let's read the summary of this one. So this video, it says, in this video, Demona apologizes to her master for deactivating a silly profile without asking for permission. She expresses deep regret for disappointing him, stating that her intention was never to be a bad slave. Demona emphasizes her desire to be a good slave and soulmate, promising to always ask for permission in the future, even for the smallest things. She thanks her master for his patience and for pushing her to be her best, vowing to do everything she can to avoid disappointing him again. She concludes by reiterating her love and adoration for her master, asking for his forgiveness. How is she considered, and how, yeah, so many questions after watching all these videos. But yeah, these are videos that she sent to Nick, like in their private correspondence. I believe like most of them were Facebook, but I'm not sure. Either way, like these are the videos she sent him and that they pulled. Hi, Lindsay. Good to see you. And also sorry for anyone who saw that I first had this as 8 a.m. I know there's no way she's had any therapy, not a chance. And what's she going to do? Go to a therapist and lie to them? Because therapy only works if you're truthful with your doctor, right? So if she goes to the therapist and she's still lying about everything, kind of counterproductive. Like if she's not honest about where her traumas come from, like do we even think she is like traumatized from what she partook in? I don't know. If she's a psychopath or sociopath, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt she loses. She's probably thanking her lucky stars she's free.
Hello, Master. It is your slave, Demona. I am making you this video because I have done something really bad. I have disappointed you, and I have shamed myself. All I ever wanted to be was a good slave to you, was a good soulmate to you. I want you to know that I'm very, very sorry about disappointing you. That was never my intention. My only intention was to not make you disappointed. I made that silly profile just so I could have fun on it, but Gypsy was always on hers, and that left me no time to be on mine. And I was afraid that I wouldn't get the chance to message you or answer your messages and post and poke you and things like this. And I know you said that it was very important for me to keep up with that. And I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to. And so I just went ahead and deactivated it because I was afraid of disappointing you, but I just disappointed you anyway because I didn't ask your permission and I didn't even let you know what I was doing. And that's wrong. You're my master and my soulmate, and I love and adore you, and I would never in a million years want to disappoint you in any way. That's why it's so important that you know this right now, that I had no intention of being a bad slave or disappointing you and shaming myself. It was stupid of me to not ask permission because usually I always am very good at it and very good at doing things the right way. And this time I didn't. I am truly sorry, my master. Please, please forgive me. I swear that I will always ask permission for everything, even the smallest things. And I'll be the slave that I want to be and that you want me to be, and live up to my potential. I appreciate that you're so patient with me. I appreciate that you always try and push me to be my best, because that's what I need. I need someone to help me realize my potential, keep pushing me to do better and be better, because there's always room for improvement. But I just want you to know that I'm going to do everything that I can to not disappoint you or make you angry or shame myself. Please. Please. My master, I love and adore you. Please forgive me. I promise you that I will always ask your permission. Please, I won't disappoint you. I can't promise that I'm not going to disappoint you ever, because I'm not perfect, but I'm going to darn well try not to. And I'll just do my best. And that's all I can give, is my undying love and all of me, and to try my best to be the slave and seductress queen that you have so gifted me with the pleasure of being. So I ask your forgiveness again. I truly am sorry for disappointing you. Please, please forgive me, my master. I will do better. I love and adore you so very much. Good night, my love master.
So shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
It needed to be done. Hi, Turkey Greek gal. Good to see you. Yeah, the wig is hideous. I don't think there's any wigs that she's ever even up to date that look halfway decent. Hi, Holly. Is it an act, or is she really brainwashed? Interesting. Or is she stuck at the age she was? She's just being sick, role playing, Johnny. It's that simple. They try to make it this whole deep thing, and now we realize, like, no, she's just demented. Let me pull up the next one, which is like 15 minutes. I'm trying to look through the FOIAs to see her text messages, because maybe we can read through them as well, depending on if I can find them or not. There's a lot of files. So let me see. Yeah, look at this. This Demona wig. Hilarious and creepy as hell. Okay, yeah, so this one's called Demona to Sir Black. And the YouTube summary for this one says, in this video, hold on, I don't want to look at a black screen. Oh. There we go. Okay, so it says, in this video, Demona addresses Sir Black One, explaining her identity and capabilities. She claims to have the spirit of a dog in human form, sharing a body with Gypsy. Demona describes herself as evil, capable of torture, stealing, and killing, with the exceptions of harming Gypsy's mother or Nick. Interesting. She expresses a strong desire to be naughty, particularly sexually, and offers to prove her loyalty by doing stuff to Nick, including RAPE. Demona details her methods for stealing, such as manipulating barcodes at stores like Walmart and using a two-person strategy in places like Sam's Club by hiding stolen items under her dress while being pushed in a buggy. She also proposes ways to get money, including drugging or assaulting men from bars. Demona promises to obey Sir Black One's rules and expresses her love and attraction to him, seeing him as a bad boy and a potential partner in crime and evil. Well, that's foreshadowing. She longs for freedom, fun, and lots of sex, and states her loyalty to those she loves, noting that she was tamed by Master Victor, but wishes to be let off the leash with Sir Black One. She concludes by reaffirming her willingness to sleep with other guys if commanded, but emphasizes her exclusive love and adoration for Sir Black One's body. Oh gosh, this one's gonna be a doozy. Let me see how you guys are doing in chat. A buggy. Yeah, that's the thing is like this so I'm reading the AI summaries on YouTube, and it says stuff like pretty much gives a little disclaimer that like it might be off on details. So I'm assuming the buggy is her wheelchair. And it's misinterpreted unless she states it in this like fantasy world that she has. We're about to find out. But yeah. Oh, shopping buggy. Oh yeah, that's what some people call shopping carts. Forgot about that. It's so hard to get reality with this case while reading through their fantasy talks too. So I was lost too as I was reading it live. I'm like, buggy, okay, I guess some weird sick fantasy thing I don't know anything about.
Hello, Sir Black One. It is Demona, and I am making you this video upon your command. And I am basically wanting to explain who I am and what I can do and who I can be. Well, as you know, I have the spirit of a dog. My former self was a dog, but now I'm inside. I have the spirit of a dog, but I'm in human form because I share a body with Gypsy, who is like a sister to me. So now that you're caught up, okay, where to begin? Well, to pick up where we left off on the topic that we were on, I am a slut, but I do have an evil streak.
Oh my gosh. I have to hear that again. Like, I don't want to clip that, but
Slut, but on. I am a slut, but I do have an evil streak.
I have to clip
can
that.
torture somebody. I can do anything except a few things, which is I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. Like, I can't physically harm her.
That's wild. Yeah, I am a slut. Where's child service? Well, the problem with child services, Katie, is she's 23. She's like early 20s in these videos. She like made, I don't know, there's claims that she didn't know her age and argued with Dee Dee to tell her the truth and all this stuff. There's so many things that we thought were the truth in this case that now we're kind of questioning everything. So yeah, she's, not a child. Like, child services are long gone by now. There was in a documentary a note that a doctor made about Dee Dee possibly having Munchausen, but that never went anywhere. I believe they got like a checkup from CPS, but nothing was like determined to be red flag. So, and then like I said, she's early 20s. She was communicating with Nick for like 2 years. So this fantasy world and this manipulation and fantasy life and characters and personalities were going on for so long. She needs Jesus. Well, apparently now she's re-examining her faith and all this stuff. As soon as all these videos came out, now all of a sudden she's going to be born again or something. Who knows? Another persona, another mask.
I can't do anything except a few things, which is I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. Like, I can't physically harm her.
He was, Karen.
And I can't physically harm Nick.
Yes. Well, that's the thing too, Karen, is there's been things that have been determined as like, well, that was also true. So some people believe that they were scamming certain avenues like Make-A-Wish and stuff like that. Other people look at it as they think that there was a history of leukemia, because the only thing that we know about the leukemia was a doctor wrote it down as Gypsy's medical history when they went to him for the first time, like after they made a move and after Hurricane Katrina. So everything apparently was lost in Hurricane Katrina. And when they went to this new doctor and you have to write out like your history of your child and stuff, that's where like this leukemia stuff came up. Some people believe that she actually did have it. Other people believe that there was fraud somewhat going on from Dee Dee. So there was also, because they got that house through the Habitat Humanity, which was all tax money, I believe, from FEMA to relocate people from Katrina. And, you know, if you were super poor, you qualified, or if you lost your home, like everyone thought that she was in a wheelchair, you know what I mean? So and then some people argue that Dee Dee didn't have a criminal history, but there is evidence that she was she was cashing bad checks. Some people think that that's not stealing or fraud, but it is. It's check fraud or whatever. So there's, I think, truth in both situations where Dee Dee was scamming, but also Dee Dee didn't have Munchausen, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know, Kimberly. I knew somebody who passed away from leukemia as well. He was in his 16, I think he was. He was like one of my first kisses. Isn't that crazy? Thank you very much, Johnny, for passing out the tea. Hey, Neat. Hello, Tess. Good to see you guys. Oh, I need to do some skincare. I know, I need to clip that. Right. I don't think that she had leukemia either. But she also claims, but she's a liar, that she went to chemotherapy. Like there's statements of her stating that. So is she just lying? Is she makes this, I don't know. It's very, very convoluted, and it's basically an enigma, which is why this case sort of interests me, because it's like, what is really the truth? I think the truth lies in between some of the stuff that we've been fed through the mainstream, but most of it lies in these videos and the messages that we've read of her and Nick. It really paints the full truth. I think it was the other way around. She was abusing her mom. A lot of people have come out being like, especially after these videos, doesn't seem like Gypsy's in fear of her her life or afraid of her mom at all. I mean, some of these videos of her in these role plays are like 15, 20 minutes. Like this one's 15 minutes. Where is this mom who you painted as like the evil step or the evil mother, like from Cinderella or something, only not a stepmother? I know, can't believe she's free either. Who don't want to know? We don't want to know all that. Okay, so should I not clip the I'm a slut clip of Gypsy? I think it's hilarious. All out the bag bomb, right? Oh my gosh, that's terrible. He only lived a few days after? Oh, years. I read it wrong. Yeah, I don't even know if my friend lived that years after being diagnosed. Like it was like nobody like knew about it until it was over with, basically. Clip it, clip it. Yeah, their mom, yeah. But like literally, where is she? She did have a lot of medical problems. So is she at these doctor's appointments herself? And you know, who, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, Tess. Like, and not only like who is buying the outfits, but like her mom is, you think? Like, I was wondering if she was like getting money from people too, like Nick, but I haven't seen any like money exchange. Debbie thinks I should clip it. Everyone's saying clip it. Do we have the date of these videos by any chance? Because didn't Nick meet up with Gypsy at some point? Yeah. So though that hasn't happened yet. Like this is like the anticipation, like kinky talk with Nick before they even meet up for that movie theater sexcapades in the bathroom. So I know, Dolly, and good to see you. It's so, and we were reading earlier, I don't know if you were here, Dolly, but he, since being in prison, has like still kept with the theme of like she was his soulmate and that he will always love her and everything he did was for her. And she has absolute no feelings towards him. Probably like, I don't know, like I really wonder. I don't think she ever did. I think that she's so sick that she's incapable of having those feelings, but she is capable of manipulating to make it seem like she has those feelings for him. And she's doing it through these like personalities in videos. And then I think I found, let's see if I can find the Facebook messages. Let's see. I thought I had them. Now I don't. I'll look for it while I play this.
Because those two people are off limits. I'll take whatever punishment you may give me, but I can't. I just can't. If you want to beat me, beat me. If you want to hurt me, but just don't hurt Nick, don't hurt Gypsy, and I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. But besides those things, I'm limitless of what I can do. I can steal, I can torture, I could kill, just not those people. I sometimes like to drink, and I really, really, really like being naughty, as far as sexually naughty. That's one of the things that I'm best at. So that's kind of like what I'm wanting to talk to you about, is that I can be really, really, really sexual sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming. I overwhelm Nick. So that is something you might want to know, but I know that you are kind of the same way, so that's a good thing. And I wanted to talk to you about proving myself to you. If I can't prove myself to you that by doing evil, I'll prove to you by doing stuff to Nick. And one of the things that I can do is, rape him. And which is basically taking him by force actually holding him down and having my way with him. Yes, sometimes, you know, you probably know this.
That was so creepy. That was so creepy. Like the head tilt and describing what she was just like taking advantage of somebody like that. Like the level of disturbing links and you know, this on top of her stating that when they have a child together and she turned 13 that Nick was allowed to take her virginity. Like we thought, you know, that was bad. And it is. It's so disturbing and atrocious. But like watch it. I've never watched this video, guys. Like this is like real reaction, like her body movement describing like how she would do that. Like almost need like trigger warning for that. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like that was too much. And then the head tilt after.
Prove myself to you that by doing evil, I'll prove to you by doing stuff to Nick. And one of the things that I can do is, one of the things that I can do is rape him. And which is basically taking him by force, actually holding him down and having my way with him. Yes, sometimes, you know, you probably know this yourself, but you don't want any chit chat. You just want what you want then and there, and you don't want to have any questions asked. So that would be fun for me. It would be fun to kind of be the dominant one because I'm usually always the submissive one. So it would be nice to kind of expand and sort of try my hand out being the dominant one. As far as evil things that I can do, I can also, one of my skills, it's not really evil, it's just bad, is stealing. And that's the thing that I'm best at, along with being seductive. Those two things I'm best at. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Well, do you know what a barcode is? I bet you do. It's on every item at the grocery store, or every sold item. It looks like this. Well, take, for example, a store.
Oh, yes, Dolly. I moderate for 2 channels that have done like deep dives on this, and they read through the text messages, but I've never done it here. I feel like you have to almost watch these videos with those text message like side by side. So I'm thinking next Friday, I'll try to line up and get some text messages so that we can pair it with these videos, because I think that would help to paint an even bigger picture of everything. The look on her face is scary. I know. She's one huge trigger warning. I know. It was very cringe. Very creepy. I know. Johnny, did you like that? Where's Johnny at? It's definitely some sort of, I don't know what this disorder is, but there's something, you know, she's not playing with a full deck, as they say. Yes, I believe, hold on, does he have Asperger's? I don't remember, but yeah, there was some IQ issues as well. So yeah, he has, oh, okay. So it says Nick Godejohn was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, which was formerly referred to as Asperger's syndrome. See, I'm not up to date on that. Now I am. And then also Munchausen by proxy is now called fictitious disorder, I believe. Let's see. So that's another thing that has kind of changed. But yeah, and it seems like fictitious disorder or imposed on others, FDIA, I guess it's referred to now. But yeah, I guess that was never even, I don't even think Dee Dee, for so long I was like, okay, I believe Gypsy had more involvement in this crime, but I was still kind of certain that Dee Dee had Munchausen by proxy, fictitious disorder. But now I'm just like, I don't even think that she had that. Like, I think that there was some scamming and fraud going on, but I don't even know, like, the way that this case has like turned around for me, like what I thought was up is actually down. That's how like inside out I've gone with this case. Like, very much believe Gypsy was a victim of like the abuse and years. Oh yeah, that's the thing, Dolly, is this is all new and new released because the appeal process is no longer for right now for him. So then that's how Into the Weeds podcast was able to kind of suddenly be the first to get these videos. And they like crowdsourced, and I believe she paid some of her own money for it. I think it was like $850 or something. It was like an article we read through about it. So then that's where all these dumps have come from. So then when I seen this, it was on like TikTok and Facebook. And I was like, what are these videos? I've never seen them. And then I made my own video of her dancing, like with music. And somebody was like, no, these were not leaked or newly leaked. These were actually new through the FOIA request. And Into the Weeds podcast is doing that. So I was like, holy moly. So yeah, now we're just digging into these because it's like, you have to watch every one of these videos to fully understand, where did she learn about such things at 13 years old? Well, that's the thing, is like, she's not 13 here. That's what's kind of been like so crazy too, is like, but even at the young age that she is, like the level of disturbing fantasies and stuff that she has, it's very like deep. You're totally fine, Dolly. You're good. Yeah, this is a first for you. I believe she went in there when Nick was in the cab. Wasn't she in there for a minute after Nick? There's so many things that I want to go back over, Debbie. Yes, she's 23 here. She's a grown-ass woman. You think Dee Dee was a grifter and coddled Gypsy. She reminds me of a spoiled child that manipulates to get whatever she wants. Yeah. Like when we watched the video of them on their little trip together, that very much looked like it was Gypsy running the show. And we know between her and Nick that she runs the show. Between her and Ken, who do you think runs the show? Because I feel like Ken does. So I'm curious who you guys think, if you guys still follow her.
Or like Walmart. If you're at Walmart,
but this, for her to go through on how to like manipulate the barcodes and steal, and the fact that she stole the murder weapon, I mean, wow. Why wouldn't I think that she got a few stabs in? Likely. She's very much capable of that, and pinning it completely on Nick.
they do have those alarm systems that you walk through. Well, anyway, if you put the barcode this way down, facing towards the floor, and go through the detectors, it won't go off. If it's this way, or this way, it will go off. But if it's facing down, that means the scanners won't detect it. That's just one tip. But a lot of these things that are for stealing requires a two-person job. And so take, for example, at Sam's Club. They have these huge buggies. So say if I was to get inside the buggy and you push the buggy and just make up a story like I'm your handicapped sister or whatever, and you just put me in the buggy because I'm small for my age. So I could easily look 12 or 13 to make it easier. And so here we are going down the aisles, and I always like to have something put on top of me, something big like a pillow or something, so the camera won't catch what I'm doing. And I'll probably have a dress or something on. And I just take like movies, DVDs, and I just slip them under my dress. And we might buy like a soda or just some cheap item to say we bought something, and then we just walk right out. And there we go. Got a bunch of DVDs. Let's see what else. I also promised you, I made a deal with you that I would get you money, and I will stay true to that deal. There are plenty of ways to make money. I could go as far as even to go to a bar and, you know, a guy might ask, hey, you want to have sex with me and I'll give you money for it? And I might say, sure, yeah. And go with him and then maybe drug him or whack him over the head with a bottle, take his wallet. But we have to play it smart. You know, we have to be very careful what we do as a team and what I do.
Ew, look at the way I just paused it. But literally, her talking about prostituting, but also hurting the guy that she's with in this fantasy, like, and then emphasizing, we have to be careful. Like, this is really Gypsy. Like, this whole conversation is exactly what she did with Nick, with her mom's murder. And we have to be very careful. So that's why Nick, in the beginning of the stream, in that clip, was talking about she had latex gloves waiting for me the second I got there. Like, it's very much, she's the puppet master. She's pulling the strings in this fantasy world of Demona, but also it manifested into real. And she took control, 100%. It is disturbing. Like, when we know the end result of this, knowing the end result of all this. Hi, MJ's Wolfie. Hearing her basically tell him, like, we can commit these crimes as a team, but we have to be careful. It's so wild.
Because it does take skill to not get caught. And so that's very important. We have to keep remembering that. As for your rules, I'll obey the rules that you have.
Like, I'm just like, I'm to the point where I'm like, did she like catch some sort of deal with the district attorney's office? Like, and they liked these videos or something? Because think about it, they're all watching these videos like during the investigation. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how and why she got such a sweet deal after she just like pretty much spelled out exactly what she ends up doing in this crime in this fantasy videos. It takes skill not to get caught. And what did we do when we went through her interrogation? We watched her put on this whole manipulation, even with law enforcement. And unfortunately, they had gotten the confession from Nick, and they didn't really press on her as much as they could have and should have in that interrogation.
I don't have the list in front of me. I have it saved on my computer, but I remember some of it. One was the last one was to get you money by any means. Then I think it was something like, oh crap, I can't remember them offhand, but it was something like I have to give you deep throat for back talk, which I won't back talk. I'll listen to you and obey you as good as I can.
And on the most simple manipulation tactic, like, everything she's saying, what guy is going to be like, no, 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 I don't want that.
I know I'm bouncing from subject to subject, but I'm trying to do this. But as far as my turn on spots, okay, I'm gonna try and get these topics aligned here. My turn on spots, which would be my ass, my boobs, my neck, and my lips, obviously. And more we'll learn as we get more experience with each other. So that's that. As far as raping Nick, there are lots of ways I can do that. I can tie him to a chair. I could tie him to a bed.
Tie him to a bed? Isn't that what you claimed Dee Dee did to you? And we've seen absolutely no evidence of that being true. And you only came out with that after you got released out of prison?
As we get more experience with each other. So that's that.
I know, Les. Me too.
As far as raping Nick,
Like I always, well, I shouldn't say always. I started to come around and think, no, no, no. There's more to this that she participated in. But these videos have confirmed my suspicions almost like 100%, like pretty much 99.9%. It's just a level of disturbing thoughts and fantasies and pretend. Like, I get it. Like, it's part of their fantasy world, the BDSM and all that. But like, most people who participate in that type of role playing and fantasy life don't end up having a mother whose boyfriend killed her. You know what I mean? Where you stole, I should say, the murder weapon for that crime. You know, like it's just these videos manifested into real life. And that's totally different than role playing. It's wild. Hi, Copy and Skeletons. Make it stop. Make it stop.
So shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
there are lots of ways I can do that. I can tie him to a chair. I could tie him to a bed. I can tie him to anything and have my way with him that way. But I promise if you tell me to do it a certain way, I will do it the way that you want me to. And no questions asked. So, yeah, I could do that. And I think it might be fun for both of us. So, maybe you can come out and watch. It's an idea. What else? I think that we would just make a really good bad couple. You know, we could be partners in crime. I know that your soulmate's not me, unfortunately. It's your sister.
I know it is interesting how, and that almost just perfectly explains her level of knowing and acknowledging that the man who's on the other side of these messages, what would he probably want? He probably would want a submissive girl. So she creates herself to be that way in order to get what she wanted from him. Now, was he sending her money? Was it just attention? Was it always a premeditated idea that they were going to commit some crime together? I mean, she's stealing baby clothes. She's risking theft and steals the murder weapon, you know, risking theft charges and an arrest to help further this fantasy and manipulation with Nick. You know what I mean? Like the level of manipulation for her in all this, it's like a game to her. Like she knows. And what's ironic is in being the submissive person for Nick, she actually knows very well that she's in control. Like she knows like, I'm going to make it seem like he's making the decisions and I'm the submissive one. And they'll spin it into this whole fantasy of like vampires and all this stuff. But really behind it all, she got off from being in control of him. And like paints it as like, well, no, that's just Demona. That's just my personalities. Like Ruby, like we're just playing. Like when really, like this was her everything. This was her. Like you're not going to risk theft charges, like stealing all those baby clothes and the murder weapon, like if that's not like who you truly are. Because people who do the fantasy stuff, like they know when to cut it off. Ken has his hands. I do not know how does Ken sleep next to this woman? And you guys all know that he came out saying that he hopes they all get released, and he didn't care that they were getting released and it was not a big deal. But like, truly, what does he really think? Like, has he sat down and seen this for the way that we see it? She sure as shit knows what she's doing. Exactly. And what ended up happening too with Ryan, another situation where she was in control, pen paling him and lining up a place for her to stay when she got out of prison, and made sure that she had like the comforts of a man, you know, who was going to do probably what she knew. The second you look at Ryan, you know he's a sucker. Like anyone could have controlled that. But she knew very well what he was when she communicated with him. He was desperate. He would do anything for her. And it wasn't another crime like she used Nick for, but you know for a fact she used Ryan. It is all gross. And then this whole like, oh, you know, I realized that like I still liked Ken. It's sick. She definitely was messaging Ken while she was married to Ryan. Like she painted it off like, no, we didn't communicate until like I decided like we needed to get in a divorce. Yeah, Ryan was the ticket. And can you believe Lifetime airing their stuff? Life After, what was it? Life After Prison or Life After Behind Bars or whatever. The way that she was like catapulted into the mainstream media even after prison, I think at first she thought like, yes, this is my new life. But then people started realizing like, wait. Your statements that you've been talking about, like in reference to this crime, like they've changed. In your book, you said this. And like, we've gone through all those comparing statements and all that. And yeah, I know. Oh yeah, poor Ryan. He would take her back though. Yeah, he would. Lifetime, they are such grifters too. They're like, a tragedy. Like the fact that they came out with the Karen Reed video. I didn't watch it, but it came out this month. It hasn't even been a year since she's been acquitted. Like, how did they come up with a Lifetime movie? The fact that they're coming out with an Idaho 4 Lifetime movie, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, Gypsy. And then I think they realize, like, ugh, people aren't, like, happy about her. It is sad. The one who looks like her mother? Yes. Oh my gosh. I definitely pulled up those comparison pictures too, like in some Gypsy stream. Ryan looked like Dee Dee. Let me see if I can find it while I play this.
Sure, you're my sister. But even though I might not be your soulmate, I just want you to know that I really want you to love me because I've fallen in love with you. I kind of have an attraction to bad boys, which I'm pretty sure you already knew that. I can't help it. I don't know. Bad boys just attract me. Got a thing for them. And you are just downright bad. Evil. So, that's really hot. What else? I think that you and I could be great partners. Be great lovers in evil. And I think that while we have this opportunity, why not take it? You know, life's far too short not to have fun. So I would love to have somebody to be bad with, and someone to let me be free, let me come out. You know, I want to go to a bar.
Like, if she's, just think about this whole perspective of her painting her mother as like, I was chained to the bed and stuff like that, and she would withhold food from me. You know, she looks like a healthy young woman for sure. And her saying like, I want somebody to be bad with, like, it's not like she's ever like whispering during these videos. Like, not only have we noticed that like, where the heck's Dee Dee for all these videos, but now it's even more than that. Like, her saying things like, oh, this is how I would RAPE Nick and all this stuff. Like, aren't you afraid that your mom's going to walk in at any moment? Like, there's never a moment where she's like looking over her shoulder or thinking like, oh my gosh, did somebody just pull in the driveway? Did someone just drop my mother off at home and she's about to walk in? Like, she has absolutely no fear in recording these videos. Like, this is a 15-minute one, not even for a second, not even to the point where she's like, maybe I should whisper this part. Like, she's just full on doing this whole skit. Hold on, I found, so this is titled, Fans Discover, I don't even know if, I don't think you would call them fans. I think it was mostly haters that discovered, Gypsy haters, which totally on board with that. I don't even care because this whole thing is just so sick and demented. Discover strange resemblance between Gypsyrose's husband and mom. So obviously this is an old article when they were still married. But what? Like, is there some like subconscious reason that she went after Ryan beyond just that he would be easily manipulated and easy to like give her a place to stay once she was out of prison? Like, is there some sick like subconscious thing that was in her mind, like, I'm going to get with this guy because he reminds me of somebody I used to know? Like, what is this? Right, like, where did these videos, like, was she selling these videos? Like, there's more than just, I'm sending Nick this stuff. And like, there was something more she was getting out of all those videos. Like, or was it, I'm really going to premeditate something and I'm going to use this guy? No, she doesn't look like she's starving. No, she doesn't even look like most her food probably comes from her feeding tube. Like, she looks like she was capable of possibly having both. And we have statements of her family saying that she would eat regular food, and then when Dee Dee was around, she wouldn't. But it's like, that's where I get confused about the whole like abuse, medical abuse theories, because there were family members that also said that like it did seem like Dee Dee like made her be in the wheelchair and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. It's very deep. Like, this isn't just a black and white case. Yes, she was slamming burgers. She groomed him. Yep. And her father looks like Ken. Yes. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yes. Let's see if I can find one of those ones too. Yeah. It's a little disturbing that like people she gets, and think about, it came out that she sent her father like pictures of her in a bikini. What the heck?
So please take me to a bar. I'm gonna do Jello shots. I want to drink. I want to just have fun. I want to have sex, lots and lots of sex, like wherever, whenever. That would be fun. And I don't care if it's in public. I don't care if it's in private. I don't care who's watching, as long as we do it. And kissing, the wetter the better. Kissing definitely sounds good to me. I can't wait to meet you in person. Though I might be a little afraid, maybe not afraid, just maybe intimidated. of you. But I think I'm gonna calm down as we get to know each other more. But know that I'll always respect you. And now that I love you, I won't betray you. I don't betray people that I love. I form an alliance sort of with them and a loyalty to them. And that's something that I don't break. So as bad as I am, I still have a sense of loyalty, a sense of love, and I know that you've sensed that I have a heart. I do have a heart, and I was a really, really bad girl at one time, and Master Victor tamed me down a bit, and he showed me how to.
Okay, so I did find pictures of Ken and Rod, her father. And like I've always felt that she had father issues. You know how people use that term. So this is from prison. So when she was in prison, she was seeing Ken, for those who don't know. And then they fell out. We kind of covered that whole fallout on other episodes in the Gypsy playlist on my channel. But her father is on the left in the Superman shirt, and then obviously Ken is behind her there. And people have pointed out, you know, it's kind of strange. Like Ken looks a lot like Rod, like the receding hairline. You know, not an exact match, obviously, but it's like, is there something? It's like she's been picking men that look like her parents. Isn't it strange? Like, it's like she subconsciously always wants like the love and approval of her parents. And then she's choosing men who look like her mother and like her father. Like, it's very weird. It's very weird. Maybe it's not that deep and it's just coincidence. But yeah, video is almost done, and then we'll call it a night for our episode in our deep dives. This is episode 4. So if you want to go through the other videos, those are also on the playlist.
To be respectful and how to control myself and how to have self-control over my urges and stuff. So probably not as bad as I used to be, but I'd like to be let off the leash a little bit and kind of run free with someone like you, or you know, I want to run free with you. And I don't want to hold back my feelings. I don't want to hold back who I am. I'm a slut, and I want to be bad with you. And we got to a topic of you making me sleep with other guys. I'll do it, but know that your body is the only body that I love and adore. Because I do love and adore Nick, as I love and adore Master, and I love you. And I think love is something very important in any partnership, whether it is crime or otherwise. So that's really important. So yeah, we'd be very, very good at being bad together. So now that I think that I covered all the topics, I'm not sure. If not, whatever topic I didn't cover, I'll cover online talking to you. So I guess I'll say goodnight now. Good night, my handsome Sir Black One. I love you.
And I think that is honestly all we can handle tonight of Gypsy. I think in almost an hour and a half is plenty of time to listen to that. But tomorrow night, we'll be hanging out again, and we'll go through some more of the 9-hour live stream with Lauren Matthias on Hidden True Crime. I've been so into this editing for my new video for Karen Reed that I really haven't caught any of the updates. Like, if there is anything new with Lauren, we went through like our video about her and Dr. John's review of the Reiner updates and case and why he did what he did. And that was a very interesting stream last Saturday. So if you missed it, check that out. But yeah, tomorrow I think we're just going to end up probably watching more of the 9 hour together because we've never watched it. I've never watched it in full, only through other people covering it. And it really is like Saturday night, just hang out, decompress from like the heavy topics that we discussed this week. As you guys know, the Idaho 4 video or photos, hundreds and hundreds of them got released this week. And yes, I've been looking through them. I know many channels are looking through them as well. We could, if you guys wanted to, so let me know if you want to. Feel like that would be something that I could maybe do during the week at night, because it's just kind of like mindless. I can just hang out with you guys and just scroll through them, or we can just not, you know what I mean? Because there's so many channels going through them. That was something that in the Brian Higgins police interview that got this release this week have been like consuming me. So I really needed like tonight to kind of decompress and tomorrow night to decompress. And then Sunday we'll do our Watts. Hopefully, oh my gosh, I got so much editing to do with that too. Finish up the audio for the mistress's interview with FBI that we're enhancing. So that'll be part 10, hopefully be done on Sunday with that. And we can put away that subject for a little bit. But yeah, join me tomorrow night. And I appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button. If you can hype a stream, because sometimes like even when you go to a channel to hype the video, like it doesn't give you the option to, but some of them, it's very like all over the place. I don't know. YouTube needs to get it together. Oh, Higgy. So I've got this video that I read through his new police interview, Amy. And as soon as I started reading through it, I was like, oh, that'd be cool if I could clip this in. So I started clipping stuff in like from his testimony in trial 1. And then it turned into like, I looked at my editing screen and it was like an hour's worth of stuff. And I'm like, holy cow, this is being like, it's pretty much like a huge deep dive into everything surrounding Brian Higgins in the Karen Reed case. Like it's highlighting statements, but like streamlined. So I hope you guys like it. I'll be putting that out very soon, hopefully. And yeah, that's been an interesting project because let's face it, we need to get justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Like what happened that night? Why is nobody being held accountable? 2 trials take place and they don't see Karen as guilty, then something's wrong. Something needs to be done. There's rumors that the FBI is still interviewing or still opening and investigating. I think they are. Other people are like, no, they're not. People are so triggered by the Karen Reed case. Like I seen some of the comments on my post about it and I'm like, holy cow, like people literally, if you don't agree, that's fine. But the way that people argue that case, I'm like, whoa, like it's not that serious. Like relax. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I exited myself out of StreamYard, so now I have to look for my outro video again. So let's see if I can find it. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.